afternoon, and welcome. Good afternoon. It's August 3rd, 2025. It is 12:11 p.m. Good afternoon, listeners tuning into War Notes this Sunday. Again, it's August 3rd, 2025, Sunday. And here's your uninterrupted dispatch of today's most pressing war updates around the world, followed by essential consumer intel straight from Walmart shelves. Across the United States and around the globe, in Ukraine, Russia unleashed a missile strike on Kiev early this Sunday, just days after Kiev's deadliest air raid of the year killed 31 people, including children. Ukraine retaliated with long range drone attacks targeting a Russian military airfield in Primorovska Artorsk, or Artarsk, a defense industry plant in Penza, and an oil depot in Sochi, causing fires and casualties. Russia claimed to have intercepted 112 Ukrainian drones overnight. One woman was injured by drone debris in Voronezh, while Sochi's airport briefly suspended flights during firefighting operations. A blaze at the Zaporizhia nuclear plant, triggered by shelling, was extinguished after raising alarms over nuclear safety. Meanwhile, President Trump has set an August 8th deadline for Russia to make progress toward peace in Ukraine or face new sanctions and tariffs. Russian President Putin responded by insisting Russia remains in the ascendant militarily, including capturing Chasiv, though Kiev denies the claim. In Asia, the Russian and Chinese navies are conducting joint artillery and anti-submarine drills in the Sea of Japan, exercises scheduled before Trump redeployed U.S. nuclear submarines in the region, but now viewed as part of a rising deterrence standoff. In the Middle East, Iran's army chief Amir Hatami warned that Israeli threats must be treated as 100% serious. He affirmed Iran's missile and drone forces remain fully operational following June's 12-day strikes. Meanwhile, U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff met with Netanyahu and hostage families to pursue a broader ceasefire plan in Gaza, including demands for Hamas disarmament, though negotiations have stalled. Hunger deaths in Gaza rose to 175, including 93 children, as UN fuel truck deliveries resume, but famine conditions deepen. Elsewhere in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda-backed M23 rebels are reported to have seized Bukavu after a broader offensive that already captured Goma earlier this year. The UN warns the conflict may escalate into regional war over mineral-rich territory. In Far East Russia, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck the Kuril Islands and triggered a brief tsunami warning, later withdrawn. The Krashenovkov. Hello, welcome, number one junior 831. Welcome to the program. Blessings to you and family. We appreciate you being here. Without you listeners, we will be nothing here on YouTube, right? So I thank you all for being here. The Krashenikov volcano erupted its first eruption in 600 years in Russia, sending plumes 6,000 meters into the air over Kamchatka Peninsula. Now, turning to today's essential consumer alert. Yes, actually, you can make sure, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Junior. And when you subscribe to my channel, go visit my page. You'll see my face all over my other shorts that I load up and different other videos. Sometimes I go live with my face, but I specifically do this way because this is a listening radio broadcast. I am old school, I have an old soul, and this is what I do. And so I enjoy the fact that this is a radio programming style versus people getting distracted with visuals. If you want to see my face, honey, just go ahead and check the videos, the other videos. But anywho, this is an old school broadcast, and especially for my listeners who and my subscribers who are a little bit older and they just want to listen. They're not into the visuals and a whole bunch of this and that and riffraff. They're just coming in for the facts. They want to listen as if we're in 1940s and we're listening to the radio wherever you may be. And that's the reason why I do it like that. So definitely subscribe if you wish to do so, Mr. Junior. And then you can see my face over there when you get a chance. All righty. So continuing our radio broadcasting. So we're going to turn to today's essential consumer alert. Well, you know, with these big tariffs now on Brazil, 50%. If you all are coffee lovers like me, you want to know this information. So Walmart coffee prices as of today, August 3rd, 2025, here's what's going on. So if you're a Folgers drinker, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Folgers drinker, classic roast ground coffee at Walmart right now, Folgers is $5.88 for a jar. And so that we're talking the smallest one there. Okay. If you're a Maxwell drinker, Maxwell Original roast ground coffee. So if you're grounding your coffee at home, or, you know, you're not grounding your coffee at home, but if you're making ground coffee at home, then we're talking right now, Maxwell House is $13.32 for a canister. Okay. And we're talking the smallest one. Folgers Classic Roast Ground Coffee at Walmart is priced today at about $5.88 for a standard jar. Earlier this year, the similar size cans were retailing around $4.84. So this marks a 20% price increase. And then, of course, with this new tax on Brazil, I'm sure that's going to go higher. So definitely look out for those price jumps. Maxwell House Original Roast Ground Coffee is listed at $13.32 for an 11.5 ounce canister. And past price points hover near about $8.95 a canister, making it a substantial inflation drive jump of nearly 50%. Indeed. So no current major in-store Walmart sales right now on any of these brands. But the steep rise suggests that shoppers may want to lock in current inventory before further price hikes appear. Now, what I want you all to take away from today's radio program, those of you who are interested in today's program, because I know some folks, they'll jump into these rooms, and usually I'll call them out because, you know, folks, they're looking for attention and stuff. So when folks, it's either they get reported to YouTube from me or they get blocked here because I don't permit any harassment. I don't permit any disrespect in the room, that I don't tolerate any of it. I have zero tolerance for it here. And so because there's older folks that are listening to as well, and we keep respect for older folks, whoever they are, whoever you may be, whether or not you're white, blue, brown, purple, yellow, I don't care who you are, what creed you come from, but respect will be held in this room. I tolerate zero disrespect or harassment from anyone. And I look at every single comment that comes in, and every single comment is monitored here in this program. So just so you all know, for the trolls who like to step into the room and make a mockery of yourself, not of me, you make a mockery of yourself, because if you're a person who comes in and you have something negative to say, I'll let people know, hey, go subscribe to this person's channel. This person thinks I should go pick cotton again, or this person thinks that I'm this or that, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, I don't permit any type of disrespect here. So don't waste you all's time. Bear with me one moment. All righty. So with that being said, we will go in real quick to the takeaways that I want my listeners to take away from this. Ukraine remains under fire. Deadly Russian missile strikes. Extensive Ukrainian drone retaliation inside Russia, escalating civilian risk. U.S. versus Russia timeline tightening right now. Trump demands Russia make peace by August 8th or face consequences. Moscow responds with military posturing. Global naval power plays. Sino, Russian drills signal growing alignment amid rising global tension. And Middle East aid crisis deepens. Gaza famine spreads, even as ceasefire talks falter. Iran warns Israel remains a looming threat. Minerals war in Africa right now, the DR Congo's eastern provinces in chaos as M23 rebels seize territories tied to lucrative resources. Natural disaster alert, Russia's Far East shaken by earthquake and volcano eruption, tsunami scare averted. Consumer cost shock, coffee prices at Walmart have surged and Folgers are up by 20%. Maxwell House is up by 50%. No current promos are found. I appreciate you all listening indeed to our program this morning. You all have a wonderful and blessed day and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you all for listening.